Yeah, Jim Trotter, longtime Union Tribune reporter, went to ESPN, has moved around. He was with the NFL Network. He's now with The Athletic, the big sports website. Has filed a major lawsuit against the NFL and Roger Goodell over his termination from the NFL Network. And he says they created a hostile workplace environment. That's the basis of the lawsuit. He worked for the NFL Network for 5 years as an outside reporter. He's charged racial discrimination over their hiring practices. They do not have any African Americans in upper echelon job responsibilities at the NFL Network. He confronted Roger Goodell at the Super Bowl press conference twice last year about that. He got blown off, and then they terminated him. They did not extend his contract. He's charged also that they squashed a number of written articles that he wrote that had some very critical aspects of racial comments made by the Buffalo Bills owner, Terry Pagula, made by Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. And he questions the ownership, why they take action against certain owners, like Jerry Richardson, Carolina, Daniel Snyder, Washington, and they've never taken action against Robert Kraft, who was involved in, quote, prostitutes in Jupiter, Florida. So this is a deep story. He will have to present information that all these investigative stories that he had written about Terry Pagula and Jerry Jones were factual. The league has said they did their own investigation. The league says that's an old story. We found nothing wrong there. But Jim Trotter's response is, and he's a stand-up guy, is you always do this. You always cover things up. Terry Pagula's response that got him into hot water with Jim Trotter was, if the African American players in the NFL don't like how we run the league, they can go back to Africa. You got to be kidding me. You're saying that in 2023?
Really?
And Jerry Jones' comment about, well, if the blacks don't like the way we pay our players, they can buy their own team and hire their own coaches. So I find it hard to believe in 2023 that some of the richest people in the league would have that mentality to talk that way, considering Black Lives Matter and everything that's happened in the white-black relationship across America. Trotter's going to have to prove it specifically. Is there a tape? Is there audio? Is there video of Pagula and Jerry Jones saying these things? And if there is, then the league's going to have an issue. Why you never took action against those owners? Your response?
Wow. I mean, that's something. It's just the good old boys, right? They own all the NFL teams and they kind of have their thing going. But Jim Trotter has always struck me as a very sharp man and a guy that has great insight. Lee, I'd imagine you've crossed paths with him when he was at the UT. That was around the time that you were the voice of the Chargers, right?
Yeah, no, he did a fine job, and his career jumped up, and he went to some very marquee places. He's not what I'd call a troublemaker, but he's not afraid to write and report on really important issues, even though there may be some stinging aspects to those issues. And he's not, that's obvious to me, he is not going to be bullied by anybody in the National Football League. He's going to present this evidence if it does get to court. And a burning question, the NFL historically, when they've been wrong on things, suddenly write a check and the story goes away, whether that's the concussion lawsuit or anything like that. So we'll track this story and we'll see where this goes.